On Osrc News at 7, federal government trains Empower graduates in Ondo State on business development for self-reliance. Charles Soludo takes over from Willie Obiano as Anambra State Governor. Drama as ex-Anambra Governor's wife engages Ojuku's widow in public fight at Soludo's inauguration. And from the foreign scene, Sri Lankans protest unabated economic hardship. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. I am Timile Falade. We begin with health matters this evening. In time past, primary healthcare system was only seen as a facility for the downtrodden who were not financially buoyant to receive adequate healthcare in society. However, the narrative has changed as government is putting necessary equipment and more competent personnel to make it first choice of facility. Omoriola Humbeji, who takes a look at the current state of the facility in Ondo State, confirmed that cesarean sections are now carried out at basic health care centers in the state.
This is Primary Healthcare Clinic Oritaubele in Akure South local government area of Ondo State, where basic healthcare is being provided to residents of the area, and these activities are being carried out at 584 facilities across the 3 senatorial districts of Ondo State. Primary Healthcare Center is the first contact of the common man in the healthcare system to access quality and basic treatment. According to record, 70% people should ideally receive care at primary healthcare facilities, 20% at secondary level, that is general hospitals, while the remaining 10% are expected to visit tertiary healthcare facilities for treatment on cases that cannot be handled at the lower level of care. In Ondo State, basic healthcare facilities being closer to common man have been playing major roles in healthcare delivery like immunization, child delivery, family planning, treatment of minor ailments, among others.
Their service is very nice and very okay. The way they attend to patients, very lovely.
When you come, they don't just give you theory or maybe just prescribe drugs. They have their lab here. I've been here before. They will do tests at least to know what is wrong after your complaint before they prescribe their drugs to you.
They are caring, they are loving. I really appreciate their service.
Our relationship is very good, very, very good. So we relate with each other in a very good atmosphere. People used to come here. They do come here regularly and in a mass.
Speaking on the immunization in the state, Director, Disease Control and Immunization of Ondo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Victor Adefesoye said the state is the first state to have met the benchmark set by the national agency.
In the southwest of the country, Ondo State is among the best performing states in terms of vaccine coverage. We have covered so much. Close to 80%. We also make our vaccines available routinely on the daily basis among the eligible children from age 0 to age 59 months, for approximately 5 years, and across all the 18 local governments in Ondo State.
The Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Dr. Yetunde Olagbuji, confirmed that the facilities across the state are adequately equipped, while the relationship between the facilities and communities are cordial.
The lowest of them is health posts, which is supposed to cater for about a population of less than 5,000. Then the second type, which is primary health clinics, is the second level of facility, which is supposed to cater for a population of less than 50,000 people. Then the third one, which is the biggest one, is the primary health centers, which is supposed to cater for 100,000 and above population. So those are the 3 types of facilities that we have.
To the Permanent Secretary of the agency, Dr. Francis Akombiemu, Ondo State government is putting in more resources to ensure that the facilities at primary healthcare centers meet global standard.
Facilities are regularly being empowered to provide additional renovation because of the fund that the government released on a monthly basis. So then the area of strengthening the health system, government also set up the first data bank in the PAC structure in Nigeria. To have the first data bank in the PAC system in Nigeria. The government also have recently procured 18 standard ultrasound machine, which will be given one to every local government. The Contribution Health Commission, which is an agency of the state government, part of the Ministry of Health agency, have also started ensuring that women don't pay for deliveries, they don't pay for cesarean section, children don't pay for any child less than 5 years don't pay for any services.
With this development, it is believed basic healthcare system can reduce burden on secondary and tertiary health facilities in the state. Omoriola Humbiji, Osrc News.
Our professional environmentalist Mayokun Iyamolere has explained why climate change should be a priority in Nigeria and urged policymakers to do more. Mayokun said the country was not doing enough to tackle the adverse effects of climate change. The founder of Plug in Nigeria Club, an NGO campaign for protection of the country's vast forest resources, said Nigeria should be more concerned because the country lacked the systems and structures to cope with its impacts like some other developed countries. While stressing the need for a modern, environmental-friendly approach to waste management, Iyamolere called for preventive rather than corrective measures in tackling climate change. Nigerian youths have been tasked to harness the numerous opportunities in agriculture to build viable businesses to better their lot and increase the country's food security level. This was the summative advice from the ongoing 5-day training program for over 2,700 graduates of Batch A and B Power program in Ondo State. The training, which is under the NEXIT program of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, is designed to unlock the creative potentials of youth for successful entrepreneurship journey in agriculture. Sahid Aribisala has more.
Despite a vast arable land in Nigeria, food security has continued to be a mirage in the country, while importation of agricultural commodities continues to put its economy at a disadvantage. According to data from Food and Agriculture Organization, between 2016 and 2019, Nigeria's cumulative agricultural imports stood at 3.35 trillion naira, 4 times higher than the agricultural export of 803 billion naira, while its population continues to rise amidst growing unemployment among youths. The federal government has envisioned the N-Exit entrepreneurship training to unlock creative potentials in youth to build business from agriculture. The 5-day training ongoing in Ondo State captures over 2,700 graduates of Batch A and B Power program. Lead facilitator and chief executive officer of Crystal Entrepreneurship Training School, Shola Olatunji, tasked the participants to prioritize branding their businesses.
This particular effort of government is geared towards raising new entrepreneurs. We have gotten to a time where we should change the mindset of our youth from depending on government. We should, as a nation, be producing employer of laborers and not job seekers. Everybody will be entitled to 500,000 as a starting point.
An agricultural economist, Dr. Eda Iko-Monison, lectured the trainees on building a workable model for crop and livestock enterprises in Nigeria and how to write a business proposal.
We are encouraging the youth or the participants generally to start thinking that what they can do in other business can also be practiced in agriculture too. Like having a very sound and workable business proposal that they can take to the bank and the bank will want to give them loans.
Other experts, including a representative of National Social Intervention Program in Ondo State, advised the trainees to make judicious use of the opportunity.
After the training, I'm expecting most of them to become what? Successful entrepreneurs and contribute to the state and to Nigeria in general.
If they were fortunate to be among those people that will get the money, they should use the money judiciously. They should invest it on their business plan.
Some of the participants shared insights garnered from the program.
I received this fund. I'm going to add it to value to my existing business.
But what I've learned now is to expand my business.
The strategy for me to establish the business now, in fact, I've gotten it here.
At the end of the training sessions, the participants will be issued certificates with startup capital expected to be provided. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Now to politics. Charles Soludo has been sworn in as the governor of Anambra State in a modest event that took place at the government house this morning. Soludo takes over from Willie Obiano. The former Central Bank of Nigeria governor took the oath of office alongside his deputy, Onyeka Ibezem. There was heavy security at the venue hours before the event as guests began to arrive for the program, just as routine security checks were carried out on them before entering the venue. A circular by the state government showed that about 50 persons were invited for the ceremony, as Soludo said he wanted a low-profile event. Some of those who attended the event include the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Victor Oye, and wife, Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly, Uchenna Okafor, and wife, Senator Victor Ume, and wife, Bianca Ojukwu, clergymen, traditional rulers, among others. Meanwhile, there was drama this morning during the inauguration of Charles Soludo as Anambra State Governor when Ebelechukwu, wife of ex-Governor Willie Obiano, and Bianca Ojukwu engaged in a clash. The altercation reportedly occurred when Mrs. Obiano went over to where Mrs. Ojukwu was sitting. Whilst it is not clear the exchanges between both women before the situation degenerated, while some reports said Mrs. Obiano started the clash by slapping Mrs. Ojukwu, some other reports indicate that it was Mrs. Ojukwu, angered by what was said to her, that slapped Mrs. Obiano first. Security personnel at the venue quickly intervened and pulled both women apart from each other. However, the newly sworn-in Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo has apologized for the clash between the two parties, saying steps are being taken to resolve the misunderstanding and restore the parties to their previous relationship. In the meantime, the Anambra State Police Command has said it saw no need to arrest wife of outgoing governor of Anambra State, Ebelechukwu Obiano, and a widow of late Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Bianca, for breach of public peace. The command spokesman, Ikenga Tochukwu, made the clarification in response to inquiries by journalists. According to him, the security agents at the government house, Agu Oka, the state capital, quickly intervened and prevented the brawl between the two personalities from escalating into a full-blown affray, and the inauguration of Chukwuma Soludo as the governor of the state continued afterwards. National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Mai Malabuni, has refuted claims that he has reversed some actions taken by Niger State Governor Mohammed Bello. Governor Bello assumed the national chairmanship position last week, while Buni, who is also the governor of Yobe State, was out of the country for medical treatment. There had been insinuations that Bello had permanently replaced Buni on the orders of President Muhammadu Buhari, but the speculations have been put to rest after the president on Wednesday backed Buni's continued role as the CECPC chairman. Buni, in a statement on Thursday, reiterated that he had duly transmitted power to Governor Bello, who acted on his authority while he was away. Now, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami SAN says he will not resign from office, noting that he will end his tenure by May 2023. Delivering a keynote address at a conference organized by the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents, Malami debunked media reports that he had resigned from office, while he urged media practitioners to be factual in their reportage. The Justice Minister also called for prosecution of journalists used by mischievous politicians. Malami, 54 years old, has been a prominent member of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration since 2015. Catholic Bishop of Warri Diocese, Most Reverend John Osrc, has tasked Nigerians, particularly Christians, not only to pray fervently for divine intervention ahead of the 2023 general election, but also to use the permanent voters card. While noting that arrangements for the general election are gathering momentum, the cleric said it is expedient for the nation to seek the face of God for a peaceful, free and fair polls that will usher in patriotic leaders. Addressing a press conference in Ephraim, the cleric lamented the menace of ritual killings, kidnappings, rape and other social vices in the country. He equally urged the church not to relent in its moral teachings of young ones so as to mold them to be responsible citizens. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. We'll take a break now. When we come back, economy watchers blame high cost of bread on fuel scarcity. Do stay with us. Thank you for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook, Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. Residents of Akure, Ondo State capital, are lamenting the increasing cost of bread in the face of economic realities. Osrc's Joy Pius, who was out to monitor the situation, reports that most bakers inched the increase of the high cost of raw materials and increment in the price of diesel.
Bread is a staple food in many homes in Nigeria. All genders, ages, tribes consume the product, and it comes in various sizes, shapes, compositions, and price tags to meet the needs of different categories of consumers. Evidently, the importance of this staple food to a country like Nigeria cannot be overemphasized, as there is hardly a household where bread is not consumed. However, the prices of bread keeps increasing almost on daily basis, leaving Nigerians, especially residents of Akure, groaning as a result of the persistent increase.
This bread, we always buy this bread 4 times in a week, but now, as this is now, we buy it 2 times in a week. The deal is that the price is cost is too much.
A loaf of bread earlier sold at 550 naira now sells at 750 naira, while the size selling at 300 naira now goes for 450 naira. Some bakers in Akure, the Ondo State's capital, said it is connected to high cost of raw materials used in the production of bread, as well as the high cost of purchasing diesel.
In Akure, a lot of bakeries are closed down. What is happening currently in the world is not palatable. Everything has increased in the market. We talk about flour, sugar, salt, margarine, all the materials we are using for bread production has gone on the high side.
For everything that is done here, we power it with electricity. And you know our electricity supply in this country is not okay. So we use diesel most times. There's no way we can go about it without increasing our price.
Distributors and sellers also bemoan low patronage at their business spots.
kò sọ́jà mọ́.
láti ìgbà tí búrẹ́dì wa ti wọ́n àtàmọ́ bíi ti tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí nípa ti orí ọ̀fẹ́ ọlọ́run la máa fi ń ta 35-40 tán.
Economic watchers had projected that the current scarcity of fuel would have a ripple effect on the confectionery industry in Nigeria, as major industries in the country run on diesel. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The Nigeria Police Force has ordered the immediate and indefinite suspension of the Police Community Relations Committee PCRC chairperson of the Edo State Police Command, Mrs. Helen Odenwenge. The suspension follows a trending picture of the PCRC chairperson and other members seen wearing black uniforms similar to that of the police, with accompanying insignias and inscriptions after an event held at the Edo State Police Command. In a statement by the Acting Force Public Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the police authorities noted that the act contravenes the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution and the Police Act. The statement warned that any individual who adorns illegally in police uniforms would be made to face the full wrath of the law. Now to the foreign scene. Residents and opposition figures in Sri Lanka have taken to the streets to protest the nation's dwindling economy and hardship. Leading the protest is the leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa, who said the action became imperative due to perceived neglect of the country's citizens by government. Oladoyin Ayegbusi has more on the story.
Angry, frustrated and desperate, Sri Lanka surrounds the president's office in Colombo, fed up having to queue for food, medicine, cooking gas and vehicle fuel. Millions are struggling to make ends meet and blame President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the government.
Gotabaya Rajapaksa must be chased out. That's what this river of people wants.
In time to come, people all will come to the ground, to the roads, and they will protest this government to chase out immediately.
The opposition, cites Premadasa, organized the latest protest following weeks of similar protests around the country. The SJB is challenging the president to turn things or step down.
Are you ready to send this government home? Is the country ready to send it home? Friends, with this great people's power, we will begin the journey to chase out this government.
Sri Lanka has had a worsening economy for the past 3 years. The 2019 Eastern bomb attack on churches and hotels killed 270 people and it affected revenue generation. The pandemic, which followed, further hampered recovery. Analyst blames unsustainable debt, low revenue, a foreign exchange crisis, financial mismanagement and corruption for aggravated their problems.
We are sick of this government because we are suffering, the children. They have no milk, they have this, nothing, while they are enjoying their life.
Sri Lanka's foreign reserve are falling to their lowest level in recent history. Fuel has run out to keep a steady supply of electricity and the government doesn't have money to pay for vital imports. After months of rejecting calls to seek an international bailout, the government appeared ready to seek help. Oladoyin Ayegbusi, Osrc News.
President Joe Biden has announced an additional $800 million in security assistance to Ukraine as a sought to answer its Ukrainian counterparts' impassioned call for help and leadership delivered to Congress earlier in the day. Biden, before signing a presidential memorandum at the White House to deliver the military assistance to Ukraine, said the world is united in its support for Ukraine and determination to make Russian President Vladimir Putin pay a heavy price. With new details about the U.S. military assistance to Ukraine come hours after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed U.S. members of Congress. Renew his calls for more assistance as his homeland continues to battle Russian military's invasion.
The American people are helping not just Ukraine, but Europe and the world to keep the planet alive, to keep justice in history. Now I am almost 45 years old. Today my age stopped when the hearts of more than 100 children stopped beating. I see no sense in life if it cannot stop the death. And this is my main mission as the leader of my people, great Ukrainians. And as the leader of my nation, I am addressing the President Biden. You are the leader of the nation, of your great nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.
Biden, in his remarks, attempted to level with Americans about the long road ahead in the war. Before we go tonight, let's remind you that over 2,700 graduates of NPower program in Ondo State are undergoing a 5-day training program on business development. The program is being anchored by the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. A former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Professor Charles Soludo, has been sworn in as the governor of Anambra State. He took over from Willie Obiano. Slight drama of disruption took place today during the inauguration of Charles Soludo as Anambra State governor, as ex-governor Obiano's wife engaged Ojuku's widow Bianca in a fight. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Sri Lankans have taken to the streets to protest continued economic hardship in the country. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Good night.